Hello there guys and welcome to a football preview on my channel. In the past I've done some reviews of some of the Spanish national team's games, but today I'm going to be starting with a preview match for Romania versus Spain. It's going to be our 5th qualifier so far, also the 5th for Romania I believe. The group's looking tight. We're going to be going through everything today, previewing what is going to be tomorrow night's game under the lights at the National Stadium in Bucharest, Romania. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a good game in my opinion. So let's get started in previewing Romania versus Spain. So before we get into things, of course, Spain are now under the management of Robert Moreno. He was Luis Enrique's assistant. We know about the sad and tragic news of Luis Enrique's daughter Zana first passing ill, and then of course falling with death not long ago now, guys. So of course all the condolences to her, Luis Enrique's family, his wife, etc. You know, not a nice time to be a football fan, and especially for me. You know, Luis Enrique is a big part of my footballing childhood actually with Barcelona. So also Robert Moreno part of that footballing team. So he's our new coach now, and I'm going to back him all the way here for the national team of my country. And in terms of Romania, guys, they're kind of on a rise to new greatness, I think is what they'll try and put it as. You know, they've got some good youngsters coming through. You know, you look at Yanis Hagi. I think he's the son of the legend Hagi, the Romanian legend. So it's a better time now actually for Romania. You know, they got to the semi-finals of the under-21 Euros too, which is actually quite a good indication as to what's going to happen in the future. You know, we saw Spain win that in the summer. That was a really good insight into what's going to be coming up. And you know, we always see Germany doing well in those competitions. So you do get to see where the youth is coming from. So for Romania, I would say that they are on the right direction and going in the right path. If we just take a look at how the group's looking though before tomorrow's game, you know, if Spain win this one, we could be going 8 points ahead of Romania here. Romania get the win and they pull us to within 2. So this is really I wouldn't say a must-win game for Spain, but it's the sort of game that if Spain win, puts us in an unbelievably good position. Romania will definitely be trying to get the 3 points. You know, if they get those 3 points, they can be right up there. And if I'm being honest, you know, whoever gets the 3 points here today, because of both teams, you know, we've got Faroe Islands next. I believe on the weekend they've got Malta next, so after this game, it's kind of 2 simple games, you would say, you know, without disrespecting the opposition, but even Moreno put it that way, you know, which I like from honesty, saying, you know, we're better, much better than Faroe Islands, so we'd be expecting to win in that game, and, you know, Romania also a good side now, they'd also be expected to be beating Malta, so, you know, whatever happens in tomorrow night's game is going to be massive in my opinion for the rest of the group, and, you know, if we win tomorrow's, then I just fully back us to get 2 out of 2 here this international break. The match will be coming to us 7:45 PM UK time on Thursday night. This is going to be, you know, a Europa League style game, these Thursday night sort of fixtures. It's going to be at the Arena Națională in Bucharest, or, you know, the national arena essentially of Romania, you know, in the capital Bucharest. And if I'm being honest, I'm looking forward to this test. You know, it's going to be 55,000 capacity. I'm not sure how many fans are going there. I hope a couple of the Spain fans away go there, you know, just to try and support the team. You know, some away fans in the corner would obviously be great. I think it's going to be a decent atmosphere though there though, and you know, the Romanian fans, the Romanian people will certainly be looking to get behind their team with the big boys La Roja coming into town. So if we just look into Romania a little bit, their manager Cosmin Contina, he will actually be without 2 of their fullbacks, but they're going to be without Nicosar Bancu and also Alexander Chipciu for tomorrow's game through both injury and suspension. So they're missing a few players there. And in terms of the key man for Romania, I'd probably say Chiriches, the one to look out for. You know, some of you English Premier League fans might know him. He actually formerly played for Spurs for a year or 2, I believe. Didn't always have that much success, but he may actually be tasked with, you know, handling the likes of Alcaceres, Rodrigo, those sorts of players up front, depending on who Moreno starts with up front. He's going to have a big job ahead of him, and if I'm being honest, Chiriches might be tasked with, you know, keeping us out and kind of nullifying the game a little bit and playing at the tempo that Romania want to play at, trying to get, you know, long, lengthy spells in this game where Spain don't have control. That's what they'll be trying to do, and I think this Chiriches at the heart of that Romanian defence could be vital for them. If we take a look at how Romania could line up, I've gone ahead and put together this lineup. I'm not entirely sure as to what lineup they're actually going to be going with. You know, I'm not entirely sure on the shape either, whether that will change to a 4-2-3-1, but I think, you know, maybe when defending, this is a sort of thing they'd go for. If they do start with Puskas and Keseru up front, then they definitely have a goal threat, which I do worry about. When we need our centre-backs to be on top form, we'll get on to who they could be in a minute. But if you just look at that midfield, you know, there's a lot of talent in there, but I'm not sure how much defensive solidarity there is in there. You know, the injury, or the suspension rather, to, was it Stanciu, I believe, the man who's out for Romania. Oh, it's Chipciu rather. Stanciu is going to be on that left wing for them maybe tomorrow night. But without Chipciu in there, I think they could actually be missing quite a lot on that midfield. So quite a lot of creativity. It's a good Romania side, but I'm not actually entirely sure how they're going to be lining up tomorrow night. You know, personnel-wise, you know, with internationals, you never really know. You know, the manager will just come in, he'll see who's doing well in training, he'll see what, you know, sort of shape he wants, and he'll put it together. So I don't really know how they're going to set up when defending, they might go like that. I could also see them using maybe a 4-2-3-1 shape with a few different players in there. And, if they do use that sort of 4-4-2 shape, it is also interchangeable. Stanciu, he'll go wide, so will Maxim. They'll both come in times at time need be. Tosca and Grigore, when they can see if they can get beyond the wingers. Certainly Marin will be the one you'd think, to hold that midfield. If there's a lot of creative players in there, but Marin will probably be the one to sit in front of that back line, letting Hadji maybe exploit a few of his creative talents to good effect for Romania. But it is a solid Romania side. Maybe when people hear the fixture Romania-Spain, they think, well, that's a certain win for Spain, but it's certainly not the case, especially when you look at a Romania side that haven't lost at home since 2016. So just looking at their lineup, I am expecting a good test here, and I am looking forward to it. If we look at Spain, it is always hard to predict. I'm still happy with Moreno's squad, though. I am happy with the way he's picked the squad. I'm happy with the players he's picked, and I do trust him as a coach. I think that's what he needs to. He needs to trust himself. He said some words the other day saying that I'd invite Enrique back if he wanted to, and whilst I agreed with that, it was a nice touch, I still feel we need a manager who trusts himself. We had it last World Cup with Hierro. He came in, and you could just tell he wasn't comfortable. He was an interim manager, and he kind of said, I'll do my best, but we need a coach now who's going to pull these players forward, and we need Moreno to start, appreciating himself as the national team coach. We need the players to do that too. We need him to be the figurehead for this team, and I do trust him. I'm happy with his squad, and I'm excited to see what he can do for this game. Lineup-wise, this also makes it really hard to predict. It's always hard to predict national team lineups as it is, even under Enrique, but with Moreno coming in now, you don't exactly know what's going to happen for this game. But I back the way that he's been watching a lot of games. I back the amount of football he's been watching over the past year or so, to know who deserves to play in this game, and to know what sort of side Romania are. And I've gone ahead and basically set up a lineup that I would play, because it's hard really to put out a lineup for these sorts of games, because, we haven't been able to see these guys playing week in, week out. We don't know the favourites. We don't know who, suits which sort of style. So I've just gone for this lineup on screen right now, guys. I've tried to add enough quality in there, and I've basically thought about, right, in terms of winning this game, playing the best football, what lineup can we go for? And I've gone ahead and put this together. I've gone for De Gea in goal. I've still used Kepa as the number one, actually, in my opinion, at the Euros when it comes around, but I want to give De Gea another chance, and I think this test against Romania could actually be what he needs to get some confidence back. So I'm going to go with De Gea in goal. Left back, I'm going for Jordi Alba. I still back him as the number one undisputed left back for the national team, of course. Gaia will be his replacement, but for this game, I'd certainly go with Alba. Right back, I was torn between Navas and Carvajal, but I haven't seen enough good work from Navas yet this year in Sevilla, so in a back four away to Romania, I've gone with Dani Carvajal instead. In the heart of the defence, he's chosen Unai Nunez and Llorente in there too, but yeah, I think for a game of this magnitude, I can see him using Ramos and Hermoso, and I think I agree with that. If I'm being honest, I would also go for those two. The midfielders where it gets interesting, Sergio Busquets will be holding, in my opinion, unless he goes for Rodri. That wouldn't be too unheard of, if I'm being honest, guys. Rodri certainly could be an option in there, but I definitely go for Busquets, in a game of this magnitude. I think he will be vitally important in there. And then next to him, I'd go with Dani Ceballos and Fabian. We've got a lot of better, or, on paper, better sort of players, but I think these are the two midfielders we need to start using, guys. We've got Saul in there. We've even got Koke, wasn't picked. Isco, Asensio, these sorts of players in midfield. You also look in the squad, you've got Parejo in there, Diago from Bayern Munich, Rafinha Alcantara's brother, but these are all guys maybe on paper with better quality, but I think as if Fabian and Ceballos is the way to go forward with this national team, and against Romania in an away game, I feel super confident in putting those two in my starting lineup. I would definitely go for them, in my opinion. I hope you guys would agree with me in the comment section down below. I've been super impressed with them for both club and country over recent years, so yeah, that's my midfield. And then if we go on to the attack, what I want with my wingers is width, which is why I've gone for Suso and Oyarzabal. I was torn between maybe going for someone else, maybe even using Rodrigo as a winger, but then I thought, right, he definitely comes way too central. I also thought maybe Pablo Sarabia as a winger, but then again, he would also like to cut inside lows. With Oyarzabal and Suso, these are two incredibly hard-working players. If Moreno tells them, I want you to create width, I want you to stretch this Romania defence, because what we don't want this game, guys, is Romania just setting up in a block and just making us play sideways, which is why I've put Ceballos and Fabian in the midfield, who can both take long shots if need be, and they can also pick passes of great magnitude, and they'll bring a lot of passion to the table. And then you've got Oyarzabal and Suso, who will be two real hard-working wingers in there, and I honestly back them for big things this game. And as a striker, for me, there's just no other option. It has to simply be Paco Alcácer. In my opinion, if we can get this guy firing, this should be our striker for the Euro 2020. I'm excited to see what he can do. I still always back Morata in the national team. I feel as if he fits it well. He can give us headers. He's a good goal scorer. He offers us a lot with link-up play too. He's a quick sort of player. But Alcácer is a poacher. In my opinion, if Alcácer plays for some of these games for Spain, he's going to be getting goals. He's already proved it under Luis Enrique's tenure. He was scoring for absolute fun. And honestly, I back him to do similar things here. I'm really excited to see Alcácer tomorrow night. I really want to see him start. And I feel as if in a game of this magnitude, you know, if you have Fabian, Ceballos in behind, you have Jordi Alba and Carvajal on the wings too, Oyarzabal and Suso stretching that back line, I back Alcácer to get chances, and when he gets chances, I back him to get goals. That lineup on the screen right there, guys, is the lineup I would play. I think it's perfect in my opinion. There's a few things I wouldn't mind changing. You know, you could put Navas in a right back maybe, you could put De Gea in goal, but other than that, that is the exact front six I would go for. I wouldn't change anything of that. I've spent a few days thinking about what lineup I would go for this game, and that's the one I've chosen. Whether Moreno goes for anything different, you know, I can certainly see that happening. I can see Rodrigo getting a start. I can also see the likes of Diago, Saúl, Parejo. I can see them starting in the midfield. Don't be surprised to see Rodri in there too, especially now that he's a Man City player. You know, he has a little bit more pedigree. Navas is also a good option at right back. I can certainly see him starting Kepa in goal. I expect to see him using that centre-back partnership, but Gaia could also be an option at the left-back spot ahead of Jordi Alba. So, lineup's gone through for both sides. You know, we kind of know what to expect. I expect Romania to come at us a little bit more. I am excited for this game, simply because I'm banking on Romania not setting up a block, and even if they do, I feel as if with that lineup we would be tasked to defeat a block. So yeah, I'm excited either way for this game. If Romania set up a block, then I'm excited to see what we can do to get through it. But in front of their own fans, you know, in what is a really good stadium, I expect a really, really good game here and a tough game. And I want Romania to challenge us here to the maximum, you know. Let's see if we can find a good version of Romania in this game. I expect them to challenge us big time, and, you know, to give the defence a lot to work with. Challenge that defence, because let's be honest, you know, you've got three players here from Real Madrid and Barcelona, certainly not the best defences in the world, so we need to be challenged, we need to be tested, we need to basically see if we're strong enough to deal with top players attacking us, and that is what Romania should give us a test. So I'm excited for the game, guys. I feel as if it's going to be a really close one. In terms of my prediction, I've gone for Romania 1, Spain 2. I back us to get the 3 points here, but I also back Romania to score. I think we can get this win here, guys. If it's not 2-1, I think it could be 3-1 to Spain. I think if we get this win, we can be 3 points closer to top spot qualification for the group, and that'll be absolutely brilliant for the Red Fury of Spain. Furia Roja, we're going to be coming in here, closing in on the European 2020 Championships with hopefully 3 more points in our bag in what is going to be a really, really interesting game away to Romania at the Arena Națională in Bucharest. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? There's going to be some good players on the show. I expect a good game from both Moreno and also Cosmin Contra's side. This is going to be an interesting one, guys. If you have enjoyed, drop a like on the video. I back Spain for a victory. I back us for some good performances. It's quite an interesting clash. So if you don't have anything to do on a Thursday night, then basically check this one out, guys. I expect goals, and I back a good performance from both sides, actually. So this is going to be a good watch. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.